Thank you. Thank you, Antti and Reigo. I consider that you and Araceli should take the floor and manage the debate.
Yeah, I'm going to ask first of all your Galician and Spanish trends in relation to social barriers. As I stated from Estonian side, we have less social opposition and we had much more supportive attitudes in rural communities towards renewables. Do you have something similar in Spain and Galicia, Araceli and other Spanish colleagues? It's our question from Estonian side.
I can say from what I read and from the data that the main concern or the main barrier is the impact related with the environment, and because of not with the plants that we are planning because of the dimension and the locations, but with bigger plants. So that's the main barrier. But I think it would be interesting also for me to listen to the people that has been directly in contact with the workshops, etc., what they have listened so far.
Okay, I can make a resume of that. For me, it was very interesting, both presentations, above all the Estonian presentation, and above all the data that you have showed to us related to the number of prosumers. No? It's huge that we can see many prosumers in the rural municipalities that are included in our project. And we don't find this amount of prosumers in the Spanish municipalities. The doubt that that keeps in my mind is that if this amount of prosumers are individual or collective prosumers. This is a clear element. But this is if you can clarify this, it would be great, Antti. But let me say that when we go to the rural communities included in our project, we don't find one example, one behavior. We find as many cases as municipalities. So each municipality has a specific social, economic, and environmental even issues that are different to other municipalities. This is a problem because it's a problem. This is the real world, and that means that it will be impossible to have only one model to face the solution that is required for each locality. So this is a additional problem for us. We need to design, we need to work in a specific way with each local community. And it would be easier if all communities have the same starting point and the same social dimension, but this is not the case. Other specific element that I would like to share with you is that in many cases, and in Galicia at least, we find that energy poverty, or let me say, the low standard of the standard of life of rural areas is lower than in urban areas. So they are spending less amount of money of their personal budget that other people in rural areas. So if the savings that they can obtain through energy communities is not huge, is not enough big, this can be a limit for the development of rural energy communities, because the payback will be longer, and this can be an element. This is really an element that is working like obstacle, a huge obstacle to develop this kind of initiatives. So other element to highlight is the energy price, the electricity price. You know, when in the Araceli presentation, she mentioned the energy prices as the high energy prices as consequence of the instability, global instability, and as consequence of the Ukraine war, as a inhibitors, an obstacle of the energy transition, if I understood correctly. And Rego also said that currently in Estonia, but also in Spain, and above all in summertime, and this year is happening, the electricity price is go to zero, and this also is an obstacle, is a threat finally for this kind of initiatives. So let me say that we are observing when we go to the communities that that electricity price is a element that is not playing currently, is not playing to support new new collective initiatives to energy transition. When the price of the electricity price was high, this is a good leverage. Is not good for our own personal budgets, but it's a good leverage for new collective initiatives to become consumers in rural areas. Yeah. This is other. So that means also that we are getting a conclusion, and this is maybe not a robust conclusion, but so far is our conclusion. To be able to develop a rural energy community, we need there is a specific threshold, you know. So there is we need we need a number of people. We need installed capacity that is not low as we can imagine in the beginning. And this is other obstacle because in rural areas with low standard of living, with people living in remote remote areas, and as consequence of the legal framework in Spain, this is not easy to achieve this threshold easily, you know. So and this is related not only with the technical success of the initiative, but also with the financial or the economic success of it, you know, because with a small scale, when we try to define a small scale initiative, the fixed the fixed costs are high, and maybe the return of the investment is not possible to achieve with these numbers. Okay. So
thank you very much, Xavier, for those financial and economic insights. Juan, floor is yours.
Juan, you are mute. Juan, you are mute. We couldn't listen anything of what you said.
Sorry, thank you. Thank you all. Thanks for sharing and all the work you have done. I'm Juan Sagri from Sapiens Energia. Just to clarify one of the points of the barriers you have mentioned is that, and complete mainly what Xavier said about the prices going down in the solar time. One second. There is someone else in the room. I don't want you to. I just wanted to say that, for instance, for in the rural energy communities or for households, consumers in Spain, and the structure of the tariff is divided in different costs. And just to say that 60% of the more or less the price that the end consumers are paying are taxes. So in the long term, this is positive because then you get return of investment for sure if you compare with this. So it's 60% affecting your return of investment. Of course, prices are down right now, maybe 35, 40 euros per megawatt in the middle of the day. So, but if you count the tariff, the taxes plus the market price, you are more or less around 100 euros per megawatt. So, of course, it's not as interesting as it was at 250, but in the medium long term, and if there is a subsidy, it's very, very interesting investment.
Yeah, thank you very much, Juan. Definitely, we are not market analysts, and we are not supposed to compare Spanish volatility with Estonian, and we all acknowledge that you have more sun than we here in Estonia, but still it could be also interesting to have more detailed understanding on this pricing as well in relation to community energy. Do any of my colleagues, Reigo or Rafael, would like to continue this case of economic or Araceli, your floor is yours.
Because while you were sharing before, I think I got a question from Juan, so maybe now we can do it the other way around. So maybe Juan, you can ask.
Yes, it's something maybe really concrete, but I think it's related with this about the barriers. So with the respect of the barriers in order to access to the grid that you mentioned or your colleague, could you be more precise on this barrier of accessing to the grid? Because as I understood, there is a kind of saturation in different points. So the batteries are playing or will play a very important role in this also in Spain, or in order also to get more stable pricing. So maybe if you can argue a little bit more about this, I think it's interesting for both cases, Estonian and Spanish market.
Yeah,
thank you.
Thank you very much, Rafael or Reigo. Could you elaborate this grid connectivity issues and the restrictions in Estonia?
Well, that will pay to have the closer analysis, the curve of how battery and storage technologies are getting cheaper. I know that Rafael has his own case study, which he may want to introduce.
Yeah, hello. Yeah, I'm trying to invest in my home and in small small project. There will be 15 kilowatts of panels plus approximately 15 kilowatts of batteries. And I actually started with this project 2 years ago when the price was very, very high, and everybody who is invested in those days to this kind of project, they hope that they will be that in summertime or days where in Estonia there is a sun, they like sell the energy. And later, when there is no sun, I mean in wintertime, they consume this energy, and the end of the year there will be invoice 0, but not anymore, because like I posted in chat one picture, you will see that the price of the energy when there is a sun in Estonia, the price is approximately 0 or the minus. But like Juan said, yes, even if the price is minus, you have to pay taxes. But what changed with nowadays, like now and 2 years ago, to invest is cheaper. I mean, the panels are twice, I think, even more cheaper. Like I bought the panels, one panel was 460 watts panel, and it cost me approximately 180 euros plus VAT. But nowadays, the same panel costs twice cheaper, I think, less than 100 euros. But also the batteries actually are also much cheaper. Like if I remember correctly, 2 years ago I asked hybrid inverter plus batteries 10 kilowatts. That the inverter cost approximately 5,000, and 1 kilowatt of battery cost for me then approximately 1,000 euros plus taxes. But now, like Friday, I bought the hybrid inverter and 15 kilowatts of battery, and I paid 5,000 euros plus VAT. So it's like 4 times cheaper. But,
yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Rafael. Luckily, we have presumers among our project colleagues, and you can testify, and you have living proof on all this, probably sometimes far too theoretical and national scale approach we are having in such EU projects. We can continue this open discussion. Any other feedback or reflections in relation to Spanish Galician case presented by Araceli and the Estonian case presented by myself and Reigo? Any comments? We might miss some key issues.
I have a new comment. Because Reigo pointed out that our project is focused on solar technology, is true, but this doesn't mean that we can analyze other renewable technologies. Maybe for Estonian municipalities, this is an open door, and this is not impossible. Okay, but I would like to highlight that Antti also mentioned the difference between the efficiency of solar and wind production, showing us the energy factor in each technology, and in the wind farms is almost 3 times higher than in solar, the utilization factor. So but we must remember that for small investments, for small initiatives, the wind energy technology is more expensive than the solar technology. Okay, so this higher efficiency in wind farms, at least in Spain, for small initiatives, is not enough high to compensate the higher investment that is required if we compare it with photovoltaic, with solar energy. And in this, I would like to highlight it, and also I have a question for you, Antti, regardless the kind of renewable energy that is behind this renewable production in the municipalities included in the project, because I saw that you mentioned biomass and also solar energy, but the increase of amount of people that is belonging in prosumers is above all through solar energy or other kind of local renewable resources.
Yeah, thank you, Xavier, for this detailed interest and question. It is majority, or let's say all of those prosumers I listed in those pilot municipalities are PV generators. All those prosumers are solar powered. Yeah. And as we are discussing in relation to community energy on biomass resources as well, it could be applied to wind energy in our coastal areas and open cast landscapes. It should be kept in mind if we really have some joint collective approach. As well, you asked before, the majority or overwhelming majority of those prosumers are individual prosumers. There are very few apartment buildings which currently are listed in this Estonian statistics in those pilot municipalities. But our assumption is that as there is more individual agency and capacity to invest, obviously in remote villages with very poor grid, or on the other hand in suburban areas or other more densely populated areas, there could be some joint motivation as well. And what was discussed as well in our workshop, those pricing models are not favorable for collective cases. Needless to say that a lot of engineering and installations belong to, not to say the Soviet era, but still those apartment buildings have a structural installation barrier in terms of agreed how to share solar roofing and all those prosumer model in case of Soviet era apartment block. Araceli, floor is yours.
Thank you. Now I'm curious because we also have, because if it's individual prosumers, we also have identified through the survey that it's 8%. So it's 45 out of 589 people. So I don't know how far we are of each other because I don't recall your figures right now, but I'm curious. And that's the one thing. I'm also curious because you said there are no subsidies for promoting prosumers, and even though prosumers are increasing. And from my experience, far beyond the EC4RURAL and the work that we've been doing with energy communities and this core group that needs to be established, etc., is that the promoters normally are the ones that are more motivated with the environmental impact or the social impact related with the community, and not that much around whether how many euros or the efficiency or the technical side of the solution. It's more something they really believed in. And afterwards, they become the promoters to make it collectively and to translate it to the rest of the municipality. So yeah, I'm really curious, that was my question, about what are the reasons you think behind the increase of prosumers, far apart of the economical interest, because prices are getting down even with the taxes impact, but prosumers are increasing. So which are the dynamics behind that?
And even with less sun power than in Spain or in Galicia. This is a good question. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Just technical announcement for Estonian stakeholders and partners. We continue immediately after this English language section, and don't go away, and let's continue for some more time this more detailed discussion in English.
Okay.
Yeah, Reigo, or no, first of all, just to clarify, definitely, Araceli, we have feed-in tariff, but this is linear for everybody. Whether you are generating 1 gigawatt per year, or you are just generating 50 kilowatt hours, it's another neo or even ultra-liberal solution here in Estonia. As well, you have this price difference compared to Nord Pool and other mechanisms. Just what it says that return on investment for nano size and small size PV installations is much longer, and definitely this economic ratio should be definitely more stronger in Estonian package of incentives. Reigo or Rafael, would you like to elaborate this specific question by Xavier or Araceli?
Yes, indeed. In Estonia, I would say the honeymoon for erecting new PV parks is over, because the state guaranteed tariffs is over. So they are not getting anymore the guaranteed income from those solar parks. But on other hand, the technology itself, it became so dirt cheap that it doesn't require anymore such substantial investments. But now we are hitting the new wall. It's the need for storage technologies, batteries, but currently those prices are going down too. So I inserted a couple of graphs to the chat, so you can see what are the dynamics of those energy technology prices, and you know that's the storage and the battery technologies. This is the new innovative front for energy technologies. Now we are getting the abundance of renewable energy, but we need to store it somehow. And there are a number of interesting technologies which are going to the market or close to the market. And another way is to use the gravitational battery. Just, you know, you don't need anymore those huge pumped hydro storage stations, but you could just raise some heavy, you know, stones or sand or something higher and then let it get down and generate energy that way. Or you could use the sun heat for heating up the sand, huge amount of sand, and then store this heated up sand somewhere, and later on use the heat exchangers to take out this heat energy from this heated up sand. So there are many interesting technologies coming, and that could be interesting subject for energy communities also. So I think
Rafael, word to you.
Yeah.
If anything to contribute.
Yeah, I think if we look at like household thinking, like how they think, I think the reason why they invest to those panels, PVs, is maybe the one thing is energy security. And if they can consume by themselves this energy, but these panels provide, then it's the point. And of course, we have more electric cars nowadays. So, but to invest, I think the small houses, they don't think about invest to the panels to make money. No. They invest maybe in different ways to this like energy security and those kind of things.
Thank you very much. We also have, and I apologize for cutting, but in 1 hour and 20 minutes now, we have a second workshop with the Spanish stakeholders. So I think it will be great for us to take a break. So if you don't mind, or if needed, I think we can make a second conversation at some point and go through the details, but I think also the details will come during the development of the project when we get to the pilots, etc. So I think it will be great to stop if everyone's agree. Yes? Okay. So thank you very much. It was a pleasure to have this session all together. Thank you to everyone.
Yeah, thank you very much. And we continue with Estonian partners and stakeholders in another Teams link. Please switch and turn in. Thank you very much. And we continue.
Thank you very much for all of you, above all, to the Galician partners from Lugo and from the other rural group from Coruña. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.